everybody. We're back now. This Atlantic Discourse with a different direction. This is not our usual interview. This is a completely new series on Atlantic Discourse. It's going to be channeled every Wednesday. It's called African Business Startup. Yeah, African Startup, young entrepreneurs, people that slay stereotype, showing dynamism in tech, in health, in podcasting, young dynamic people, mostly Nigerians, Kenyans, Ghanaians. I mean, when I said mostly Nigerians, we know one out of every four Black sub-Saharan African is a Nigerian. But we need to encourage the youth. The youth are the future of tomorrow. But they've all started something new, sometimes in catering, sometimes in fashion, sometimes in movie production. So we're going to be showcasing a guest every Wednesday of the week. So we have started, this is our first episode, and we have a very dynamic, I would say most dynamic young Nigerian. I mean, but she's just the type that slays stereotype, extremely confident. So, and this is historical because it's our first episode. So our guest today is Anita Chiwendu or Para. Anita, welcome to Atlanta Discuss Startup, Business Startup. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah, we're happy to have you. Yeah, she's the
Yeah,
founder of Nkem Creatives. Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
you can look her up on Twitter. She's very active there. A podcast service company dedicated to helping busy professionals,
Yeah,
an organization start, stay consistent and harness the power of podcasting to connect with the audience and achieve career as business moguls.
yeah,
That is extraordinary.
yeah,
Yeah, to achieve their business goals. Since its inception, Incame Creative has worked with clients across diverse industries, including health, tech, and religion from Europe, Africa, and America. Extraordinary. Wow. When she's not producing engaging podcasts, Anita enjoys immersing herself in the world of books, fueling her creativity, passion for storytelling. Wow.
yeah.
I'm waiting. You should write a book. Oh. You don't have any excuse. You should
I
write a
definitely
book.
do,
Yeah,
sir.
you
I
should
will.
write. Yeah, yeah, they are long overdue. They are long overdue on that. So that kind of thing.
Yes,
So
sir.
happy New Year once
I
again.
wish you the
I
best.
mean,
Thank you so much
yeah,
for
I know
having me.
it's not been easy. I mean, business and all that. So what really inspired you? What was your source of inspiration? So,
The truth is, I stumbled into the business.
mm,
It's not something I thought of beforehand. I stumbled into it. I
mm,
came to hear about podcasts for the first time in 2022. No, 2023 actually. An acquaintance introduced me to podcasts. And in my head, I thought if there are people doing this, that means there
mm.
is a market for it. There are people who would require certain services to help them stay consistent when it comes to podcasting. And that's what fueled the whole journey.
Oh wow. And
Yes.
the rest is history.
Yes, the rest is history.
Yes, it's history. I love your
Yes.
enthusiasm. And what's your end goal? What's your end game, in all this? I mean,
Okay.
what's your end game? I mean, based on your profile, I mean, you want to
Yeah.
help people, harness and all that, helping people
Yeah.
in tech, hospitality, and whatever. But what you
Yeah.
want to do with it, your end game, how far do you want to go? Do you want to go to be a TV station? Do you want to, you understand? Because I've been
Yeah.
doing this for about 4 years,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and my motivation was for my own children, they motivated me. I don't know if I
Yeah.
told you that story.
No,
People
you
always,
haven't.
oh, okay,
You
let me
haven't.
quickly tell
You
you.
haven't.
People see that having for drinking somewhere,
Yeah.
maybe in Lagos
Yeah.
or Abuja or in London, and they're
Yeah.
arguing about something in politics. They don't reach a conclusion on the right thing. So they say,
Yeah.
oh, let's call Adi, Adi will know. So
Nice.
instead of them checking Google, they now
Yeah.
call me. Oh, during
Yeah.
Second World War, Battle of the
Yeah.
Bulge, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I say it's Cornell, this, German, this. So
Wow.
so my kids are always there when I answer this question. So I said, Dad,
Yeah.
if you know so much, you need to
Yeah.
start,
Yeah.
that kind
That's
of
really.
thing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I started on Spotify for about a
Nice.
year,
Nice.
then a year or two. Then I came to YouTube. So on Spotify was just audio.
Audio.
So now
Yeah.
I
Audio.
do I do sight
Both.
and sound. Yeah, I do have a job, but
Yeah.
it's just a passion, and it's even taking a lot. Now we're into newspaper now. We have
Yeah.
Atlantic
It's
Digest. Yeah,
expanding.
it's
Yeah.
expanding. Yeah, so it's going to be a busy year. And now we're doing this. Yeah, our first guest. So tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
what's your end game?
My end goal is when people think of podcasting in Africa,
Mm,
Nkem Creative should come to mind.
mm,
The same way when
okay.
it comes to publishing, you think of Amazon. When it
Mm.
comes to animations, you think of Pixar or Disney. I want when people think of podcasting, what should come to mind is Nkem Creatives.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. So let's
Yeah.
talk about funding. How are you funding all this?
Yes, I'm funding it from pocket. I'm bankrolling it myself. I
Oh
mean, you
wow.
use money to make money. So I
Mm,
can't just sit down and wait for this idea and dream I have
mm,
to just wither away. I have to do my own path.
are you aware of any funding options from financial institutions, or are you aware of any investors, or are you looking for investors?
Investors, no. Grants,
No.
yes.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Investors, no. Grants, yes.
So what's the
Yeah.
competition like out there? You have competition.
Well, so far, when it comes to the African space, I'm
Mm,
yet to see a company that do the same thing we do.
mm,
Because for us, we offer end-to-end service. So
okay.
whether you're thinking about it, you need clarification or whatever it is you need in every stage or any stage of your content creation or podcast content creation, we are there for you. But I've seen people who do just audio editing. I've
Mm,
seen people who do just script writing, but we do
okay.
audio editing, script writing, working with you, holding you by the hand and saying, okay, let's do this, like strategy and consultation services, repurposing your content, whether you want it to be in a written format, whatever it is you want. Like I said, at every stage of your podcast content creation process, we are there for you. So I'm here to see a company that does the same thing we do here in Africa. But in the western part of the world, there are a lot of companies that do the same thing.
Okay. So your this expertise, this your skill set. When did you train anywhere, or you just acquired it on your own? Or I mean, like you're just a natural.
Okay, I like to think of myself as someone who was given the gift of writing. So writing is my strength. I
Mm,
handle the script writing part of the business,
mm.
but other parts that I cannot do well, I delegate to my team members whose core strength lies in that part. Yeah.
So interesting. So do you have any partners, or your sole owner?
No, 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 no. I am the owner of the business, the
Mm-hmm.
sole owner,
Your
but I
sole.
have people working with me. I have employees.
Oh, okay. So you found that. All right.
Yes.
That's a
Yes,
African
sir.
business startup there. I'm excited for you. So
Thank you.
yeah, talking about talent acquisition, those people you work for you, how do you talent spot them? How do you pick who you want? How do you, search for who is this? Is there a big pool of talent somewhere? Is it easy to get people, and how do you sift the chaff from the wheat? I mean, yeah, so that there won't be, how do you acquire talent?
Well, we have a lot of podcasters here in Nigeria. Like I
Okay.
said earlier, I belong to these to groups where there's like a
Mm,
pool of podcasters.
mm,
But for me, when hiring talent, what I'm looking for people that are teachable because
mm,
that's something about me. If
mm,
someone is teachable, they can be able to learn something that they don't know. They are not
mm,
static. They are not just, oh, I don't know this, so I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be complacent about it. So I would say it's been super exciting, and I think I'm lucky to
mm.
have the kind of people I work with because they have
Okay.
this drive to want to know more, to want to exceed expectations. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I look for mainly is for people that are teachable. You can have the whole skill in the world, and then I tell you, okay, this is what I think we should do. We should do to make this better, and you're just stuck on that. I can't work with someone like that.
Oh yeah. So
Yes.
what's your company culture like? What do you call your office politics, your culture? What kind of environment do you have around you? Do you have anything you want to share with us on that? I mean,
Yes. So I have a 9 to 5, and I try to see what amazing things my 9 to 5 job, like what they are doing that I can replicate in my own
mm,
company. And one
okay.
thing that happens in my 9 to 5 job is everybody is allowed to voice out their opinions.
Mm,
Nobody is second class. Like
no,
when important discussions are being had, nobody is told to keep quiet. Oh, you're a junior employee.
mm,
You shouldn't be talking when your seniors are talking. Everybody is allowed to talk. like one of our leading people, like the CFO of the company, will always say that the best problem solvers are the soldiers of the company. That means
Mm,
the employees, the people that go into the workspace and see what is being done
right.
there. So I give my employees the opportunity to give me ideas. We share ideas. When we talk, it's more like a colleague to a colleague, not like a senior person to a junior person, right?
Mm,
So I want them to be very comfortable to share their ideas with me. I encourage them to share their ideas with me, and I thank them when they do. And I also make
mm,
sure that I show them that, oh, the ideas you're sharing with me is not, we don't just take it and discard it. This is
mm,
how we are putting it into the business. And I give them credit. Oh, this person came up with this idea and we are doing it. So yeah.
yeah, but is there no conflict of interest with your 9 to 5? Do you have any conflict of interest?
No, no.
Oh,
Another thing, another thing, I'm grateful for the people I work with.
okay.
I've been able to create systems where, okay, this is what you're expected to do on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis, this is what you're expected to do. All I have to do is kind of have a helicopter view of everything that is going on and ensure that this person is doing what they're supposed to do. And I ask them if there is any roadblock or you need help anywhere,
Mm,
just let me know. So I'm very accessible to them and it doesn't interfere with my 9 to 5.
that's fantastic. So, and you
Yeah.
have your weekend to yourself. So that's a lot to
Yes, I
manage
do.
on. Yeah.
Yes, I
So
do.
what are the most common regulatory challenges, legal challenges with podcasters? I mean, apart from registering a company, what else do you have to do? I mean, what other legal authority or regulatory authority, so to say, do you
Yeah.
have to comply with?
The thing is, none that I know of right now. The podcasting space is relatively new, particularly in this part of the world. In the
Mm,
western part of the world, it's a big thing and it's still growing. But over here, it's relatively new. So I don't think the government have given it any thought to put on regulatory what's it called um what's the word I'm looking for, policies,
mm,
aside the one that are generalized for businesses like what I do. But for individual podcasters, there are no regulations that I know of. I could be wrong, but based on the information I have now, I don't think there are any policies yet.
okay, so what are your biggest technological challenges? I know with a phone now, you can do so
A
much.
lot,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. So what are biggest technological challenges that face startup generally? So,
I don't think I face any challenge with technology. If anything, technology has made my work very easy.
mm,
Very, very easy. I mean, with Chat GPT, and there is
mm,
this new audio software or AI,
mm,
notebook LLM,
mm,
LLM, that you can use to create audio
mm,
content by just feeding it written content. And then we
mm,
have audio recording softwares like Riverside that have made it very, very
mm.
easy for us. So, if anything, it has made my work easier than I don't think there are any challenges at all. But
So
I
you,
would love a case where Africans have something for themselves, that we are
mm,
not just using something created by Spotify or
mm,
Google, like something that we created for ourselves, because nobody can solve our problems better than
mm.
can. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I
Yeah.
like that local content, African
Yeah.
solutions for Africans. Do you
Yeah.
do you are you in contact with other podcasters or people in your business in other African countries? I know Kenya is very vibrant.
Yeah. Kenya, Uganda, yes, yes.
Mm,
Particularly in Uganda.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I didn't know of Uganda. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to look at Uganda then. Yeah.
Yes.
I know,
Yeah.
I get a lot of feedback from Kenyans, a lot.
Yeah.
I
South Africa.
remember,
Well,
yeah, South Africa. I know South Africa, Kenya. What about Ghana?
ooh, there are podcasters there, but
Mm,
one thing about Nigerians, when we are doing something, we want to be loud about it. So
mm.
I don't think they're as loud as us.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, let's talk about this Nigerian loudness. I think it's a game. It's a game of numbers.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a game. I don't think we're loud, like people say. It's just we are more. Africans are loud. So, but there are more Nigerians. Okay, let me give you an
Okay.
example,
Okay.
or one or two examples. One out of every four sub-Saharan African, which means that every African minus those in Morocco, Algeria, and one out of every four is a Nigerian. So logically, so you see more Nigerians anywhere. In America, 7 out of 10 Black doctors are Nigerians, you know. Look at the slave trade. You know, they were taking people from one source in Senegal, one source in Ghana,
Yeah.
one source in Benin, that was Dahomey. But
Yeah.
Nigeria, they were taken from Opobo, they were taken from
Yeah.
Badagry, some from Benin. So
Mm-hmm.
logically, when you look at the number of people that were moved to the Caribbean and America via slave trade, you see that there will be more of Nigerian origin. You
Yeah.
understand? Yeah. And population-wise, Nigeria is the largest concentration of
People.
Black people. I was
Yeah.
somewhere about 2 years ago, people were castigating Nigerians. Nigerians are corrupt, Nigerians are this, Nigerians are that.
Yeah.
Some of these things are true. It's not their fault, it's because of poor leadership and whatever. I had to
Yeah.
defend Nigeria now. So I found the
Yes.
opportunity to, and I explained to them that it's a game of
Yeah.
numbers. It's
Yeah.
because we are more, you
Yeah.
know. So if you see Black people that are bad, and you
Yeah.
do a DNA or some ancestry, something, even of indigenous Black Americans, more would be
Yeah.
Nigerians. But I now told them that, in as
Yeah.
much as they love Nigerians that are Black bad, if you flip it to the good
Yeah.
side, I gave the
Yeah.
example of doctors. 7 out of 10 Black doctors are Nigerians.
Yeah.
Nigerians are the most educated migrating bloc to North America. You
That's
understand?
amazing.
There are some
Yeah.
statistics that even say to the continent of Australia. So that means
Wow.
2 out of 7 continents. Some are even saying 3 out of 7 continents. So those are extraordinary. In fact, the only country that defeats us in those kind of things is India. And India is 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 billion. So yes, we're allowed, but I think Africans are like, there are more
Yeah.
Nigerians. Yeah. So I mean, I've not seen any African country where you can say they are particularly conservative. It's only if there's poverty in that country, you know.
Even if there is
Um,
poverty, there will still be. They'll
they,
still
they,
talk.
have, they talk now. People do
Yes.
parties, go to
Yeah.
Benin Republic, go to Port
Yeah.
Novo. The
Yeah.
Yorubas there, their parties are louder than the Yorubas of
Wow.
Nigeria. Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
is it bad to castigate Igbo people for traveling around the world and being
It's not.
extraordinary investors?
It's not.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
guy, Nigerian musician. I don't know if you
Yeah.
know him, Raskimono. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
know
He
Rasta.
went on a tour to
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea a very long time ago. And when
Yeah.
he landed there in Port Moresby, there's a delegation waiting to receive him of about 100 Nigerians in Papua New Guinea, and they were mostly Igbos. So what we're
Wow.
talking about, now
Yeah.
those guys, from what I gathered, they're still there. They are more in numbers. They are
Yeah.
running things. They have
Yeah.
a major impact on the Papua New Guinea economy. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, what you said I love so much is that we need to have our own content warehouse. Doesn't have to
True.
be Spotify, and I'm
Yeah.
sure we're going to do something about it. You know,
Definitely.
at,
Definitely.
at, at the end of the day, I'm so
Definitely.
excited for you. I'm excited for Africa, and it's
Thank
people
you.
like you that give me hope for Nigeria. Sometimes I just want to give up, like
Thank you. That's
because I see so
how
many the very good ones. Everybody's in Canada, USA, and yeah, still there.
yeah.
I love that.
Thank
So
you so much.
networking and partnership, that's part of
Yeah.
what we're talking about. So
Yeah.
do you have any group of podcasters you synergize with, you observe
Yeah.
with, or you have tell us about it, networking and
Yes.
partnership, as
So,
in, yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
So one thing I've observed amongst the Westerners is there are a lot of collaboration and partnerships going on between them. You see, this podcaster will appear in this podcaster's work, this podcaster will
Mm,
appear in the other podcaster's work. And I think that's what we as Nigerians, Nigerian podcasters need to imbibe more. So at
mm,
Nkem Creatives this year, we are um, publishing a lot of, will I say, initiatives that has to
mm.
do with collaboration and collaborating with other content creators, podcasters, voiceover artists, and all of that. So I think I want to be the change I want to see in the podcasting space in Nigeria. So
Oh,
basically,
wow.
that's yeah.
All right. Is it a gender sensitive environment,
No, no,
gender
no, no.
sensitive industry? Mm,
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's
mm.
like everybody, both the male and the females, we are given equal level ground to play.
Okay, so let's talk about resilience, adaptability, and all that. What is that like? What do you need to adapt to? What are
Yeah,
the major obstacles that you have to?
yeah,
I mean, you have a 9 to 5. I mean,
yeah,
depending on where your office is or your house, or if you're working remotely, driving
yeah.
in Lagos. I mean, there's so many. So tell us adaptability and resilience. What does that entail for your industry?
Well, for me, my 9 to 5 is remote. So that's a good thing. That's an amazing thing, actually. So with adaptability, I think I think it's a thing of it's a personality something. It doesn't matter whatever happens. I feel like I'm going to adapt. Whatever
Mm,
situation I find myself in, I'm going to adapt. I might not be comfortable with it at first, but I'm going to adapt. When I started my 9 to 5, it was really stressful and the business suffered for a bit. But
mm,
with time, I realized instead of just depending on my well, I say enthusiasm and um what's the word I'm looking for? I'll go with enthusiasm. I need to create systems. That's where the creating system started from.
mm,
So it can be continuous, and I encourage my employees to always document. When you document, whoever is going to take over from you will see what you've done before and how they can improve. So basically, that's it.
right. So, what are the jobs you've done? I mean, let's give it publicity. What are the jobs you've done?
Okay, so we recently worked with Madam Tumishe. She's a mental health advocate.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a therapist. Please check her out. She's amazing.
Hmm.
Tumishe Oladapupo Kuku. I hope I pronounced her name properly.
Yeah, to
And
Michelle, okay.
yeah,
It's
she's
okay.
an amazing lady. She's phenomenal. And we provided administrative support services for her
Mm,
because she needed us to help her get guests on her show. So that's one of the
mm,
things we do. We source for professional guests for podcasters as well. If that's something you don't have the time to do, instead
mm,
of spending time doing that, you can outsource it to us. And then she had to focus on, creating content and doing what she does best. So that's
mm,
what one of the things we did. And then we worked with Gerald Black. Gerald Black is one of the tech giants in the Nigerian tech space,
mm,
right? And we audio edited we edited his audio files because he started this series which has to do with going to different African countries to talk about their tech space. So
mm.
he's been to Cameroon and Cotonou and other countries, right? So we edited his audios. And then we worked with uh I can't. Okay, yeah, we worked with a Ugandan client and we offered both script writing, audio editing, administrative support, guest outreach, and all of that. All the services that has to do with producing content, podcasts to him.
Mm.
So yeah, that's some of the few people we've worked with.
Oh, interesting. So, what's your
Yeah.
whole background? What did you study for? Before
Whew. Interestingly, I studied nursing in school.
Oh, wow. You're not? Wow.
Yes, a
Wow.
registered certified nurse.
Oh, wow. So, the nursing, was that what you wanted to do, or that's what your parents wanted you to do? Because I know sometimes, like me now, they told me medicine or engineering. I
Well,
mean, look at me today. I'm
yeah,
enjoying journalism and,
yeah,
so like my
yeah,
kids now, I'm not forcing them or whatever you have flair for, just go for it.
yeah.
So did they force
Well,
you or that was passion?
I wasn't forced. My mother told me,
Mm,
shout out to my mother. She said, if you study nursing, you can never be hungry. It doesn't
mm,
matter wherever you find yourself in this world, you can
mm,
never be hungry. And because I don't want to be hungry, that's why I
mm.
studied nursing. And I
Okay.
excelled at it while in school. And
Mm,
while I worked briefly for 4 years as a nurse, I also excelled at it.
mm,
But I realized that I only live once. I want to explore and see
mm,
what I can do with this life, this blessing God has
mm,
given me. And
mm,
I figured, oh, let's see what I can do with podcasting. And I hope I have this mindset, even when I'm in my 50s, to
mm,
take risk, to explore, to decide that I'm going to do this and just go all in. Right. So
mm.
yeah.
So did you ever practice nursing? Did you ever
Yes,
work?
for 4 years. Yeah.
No. Oh,
4 years.
wow. Wow. Interesting. I'm so impressed, So now, what you do, the podcasting business, helping to edit, content creation and all, is it financially rewarding?
It is in the West. Like I said, in
In the
Nigeria
West.
here, it's still
Uh,
growing, right? And that's why I feel like we are doing something amazing because we are at the forefront of podcasting. I
mm,
believe we are the forefront of podcasting as a business
mm,
when it comes to Nigeria. So we are just getting started. I mean, with Amazon, for the
mm,
first 3 years, I believe they didn't make any profit, right?
mm.
So I'm in it for the long term. It's not a short term thing. I'm in it for the long term.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
what are the new innovations you think you need to add to what you're doing? Which areas do you need to improve? Because there's always room for improvement, right?
Yes, always, always, always.
Mm,
So recently, I started taking a project management course.
mm,
Uh, I want my clients, when we are done talking about what project they want to bring to life, I
mm,
want them to have this confidence that, oh, she can handle this
mm,
from initiation to execution. I trust her to handle this. So
mm,
skilling and taking courses like project management has is helping me gain the required knowledge and skill
mm,
set I need to make this happen. And that thing is, I've observed that a lot of, how we have buy me coffee, or what's the word, this when you want to gift creators something, is very popular in the West. There are these apps in the West, or services in the West, that can do that. But here in Africa, it's not as rampant as it is, right? So I believe we as Africans, we need to come together, particularly the podcasters and
mm,
tech guys in Africa. We need to come together and create solutions for podcasters. Also, I've had complaints of people using some software services that I will not mention,
mm, mm,
and they find out that, oh, because you are from this part of the world, they don't
mm,
reply to your complaints, or
mhm,
they would reply and keep turning you and making you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. I personally have had a personal encounter with that. So
mm,
I believe it's time for us to stop complaining. Oh,
mm,
Spotify is not doing this. Oh,
mm.
this one is not doing that. And think about creating something for ourselves. Let
Yeah.
us come together. It doesn't have to be one person. We can come together as a cooperative, like working together to create this and make this happen. If things get better, it gets better for us. We get to be the first people to benefit from it, right? So we should complain less and start working on these solutions more. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
So, talking about the ecosystem, the
Yeah.
incubators and accelerators and all that, so there has to be more synergies. That's what it is.
No. What I'm saying is, when it comes to the softwares podcasters use,
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of
Mm.
podcasters use hosting platforms like Spotify. And I've
Spotify, okay.
seen, yeah, I've seen a couple of complaints about that, about like things they've experienced using
Mm.
Spotify. What I'm saying is, we should start thinking of building for ourselves.
What I've said is in the ecosystem for what you do, yeah. Are you
Okay.
guys already talking about doing this? Is there a plan in the making
No,
to, no,
not
okay,
yet. Not
not
yet.
yet.
But I believe
Okay.
this is something we need to talk about. I don't mind spearheading it, but it needs to
Mm.
be
Yeah,
discussions. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I mean, if I can help in any way, let me know. I mean,
Thank you so much.
I do believe that
Yeah.
a lot of things African have to be homegrown, including our
Yes.
democracy, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
We should
not.
choose what
Uh,
works for us.
we should do what works for us.
Yes. Yeah.
They know that in the Western world, it's women have more power.
Yeah.
That kind of
Yeah.
thing. In the third world, it's in Africa, it's a bit different. Now, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that African men are bad. It's a culture
Yeah.
thing. You understand? But
Mhm.
now, you know, there's doesn't mean that no women doctors, women. I mean, look at you. You're slaying stereotype. What you're doing is fantastic. I
Thank
love it.
you so much.
I
Thanks.
will give you all the support you need. Trust me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your I like your spirit, your mien, your demeanor is fantastic. And we need people like you. Who knows? You could be governor tomorrow. You could be
I'm
president.
not gunning for governorship. I'm gunning to be the president of Nigeria someday. Just
Fantastic.
putting this out
Fantastic.
here. Yeah.
I'll be at your swearing. Trust me. And you know what,
What's that?
saying it, you have to be
Yeah.
intentional, and you're a
Yes.
very intentional person.
Yeah.
Because we've had people in Nigeria become president that didn't prepare for it.
Yeah.
and that's why we're in some of the situation you're in. So I will implore you, podcaster, to do more about enlightenment of the people. You
Yes.
understand? Let awareness, let people know their value, their worth. You understand? As
Yeah.
terrible as things might even be in Nigeria, if we are serious, if we are very
Yeah.
serious, within 6 months and a year, we can see major and
True.
drastic changes. Yeah,
True.
we just
True.
need leadership by example. The people are
Yeah.
really hardworking. I've
We need,
not. Go
yeah,
ahead.
we need people to be tired of the current
Mm,
state of things. I don't think people are tired yet.
mm,
Because there are things you will see and you'll be like,
mm.
you are complaining about this person, but when this person turns up, you are singing along and you are hailing this person. You're
It's
not tired.
unbelievable. It's
Yes, you're
unbelievable.
not
Yeah.
tired. When we are tired, when we decide enough is
Mhm.
enough, that's when we start
Mhm.
seeing changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think we're getting there. I think we're
yeah,
getting there. It's just not. I can't place a time that this when it's going to happen. But
yeah.
cookie will crumble eventually. So tell me, you Muslim, you Christian, you're ancestral worshiper.
I am a child of God. I'm a Christian.
I love that. I
I'm not
love
God's
that.
child, but I identify as a Christian.
Okay, so are you married? Because I'm sure a lot of people watching this will be like, who's this beautiful girl?
No, I am not married. I am not
Mm.
engaged. I'm single.
Single. So you're available, you're searching. You're not searching, you're available. Which of them?
I am intentional about getting into a relationship. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So you're not there. So all you correct gentlemen, no demons, no principalities.
Then the demons know better to stay away.
No, don't worry, I got your back. Yeah, I mean, you'll be the joy and pride of any home. You'll be the joy and pride of any man. There's no doubt
So much.
about that. And of
Thank
course,
you.
I mean, being a child, you'll be a fantastic mother. So,
Thank you.
so what should we expect from you in the future? Tell
So in the future,
me.
we should expect more collaboration with African Nigerian podcasters, more collaboration with Africans because I don't just want it to be just Nigerians. I
Mm,
want whatever it is we are doing at Nkem Creatives, it should expand to every other African country. I don't mind collaborating with people from Kenya, Zimbabwe, South Africa. It doesn't matter as long as what we are doing is uplifting the African spirit. We are working together to move the podcasting space forward in Africa.
all
Yeah.
right, all right. So you don't have any plans to japa, right?
Ooh. If it's when it comes to Japa,
Mm,
I don't think it's to like the western part of the country. Maybe go there for business, but
mm,
to relocate and live there. Oh
mm,
no. No, I think that's even one of the reasons why I kind of left nursing for a bit because of the
mm,
whole Japa, go and you
mm.
make money and that kind
Because
of thing.
because as a nurse in Canada and US,
Oh
you
my
make
God.
you make a lot of money. That's why I
True,
asked.
true,
Because it's
true.
tempting. It's
Yeah,
tempting.
it is actually. It
Yeah.
is. It is.
And like
It
your
is.
mom said, yeah, you're gonna be fine. You'll be
Yes.
you do very good. Your 6 figures are sure. Mhm.
Ah, very, very sure.
But
Yeah.
it's a good fallback position actually.
It
So
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
It's a good
good.
plan B. It's an amazing plan B.
Mhm. It's
Yeah.
just that it would be hard to combine it with what you're doing. Yeah.
Oh no, it will be. I
Mm.
tried. I tried before I got the new 9 to 5. I'm
Well,
working on right now. I tried. It's crazy. The emotional stress, physical
mm,
stress, taking care of people is difficult. A lot of people
yeah.
don't know that. It's very
Mm.
easy to,
Oh, is that?
complain and
Mm-hmm.
castigate nurses from the other side. But when you're a nurse or a doctor or you're working in the health
Mm.
space, it's very difficult because when you're taking care of patients, you see them as like for instance, if I'm taking care of a man, I don't take care of this man as someone with diabetes. I take care
Mm.
of him as a father. I take care of him as a breadwinner of his family, as a brother, as
Mm.
a son, as a friend, right? Because I know if anything happens to him, even at in his current condition, a lot of people are affected by it,
Mm.
right? So both psychological care, physical care, pharmacological care, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes its mental toll on
It
on
does.
you.
It
Yeah.
does.
Mm.
It does.
So,
And dealing with the death of a patient is
mm.
it's not easy. It's not easy, yeah.
All right. So, how did you come about the name Inkem? Yeah, that's the last question.
Creatives. Yeah, Nkem creatives. Okay,
Mm.
so Nkem is a term of endearment in Igbo language. It means my
Okay.
own.
Oh,
My
okay.
Yeah, so you really hear Igbo men call their wives Nkem.
Mm.
So the idea was or is when I'm done working with a client and they get to see the end product, the published work, or whatever service we offer to them. I want them to have this sense of, wow, this was really created for me. This is mine.
Hmm,
Yes. Hence the
fantastic.
name Nkem Creatives. Yeah.
Okay, Anita Chiwendu Opara, first
Yeah.
guest of the year for African Startup. Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it's really encouraging even for me seeing young, vibrant people believe in their
Thank
culture. You spoke very
yeah.
well, like a
Thank you.
patriot. Your
Thank you.
future is bright. Don't worry. All you
You.
need to be is to be consistent. Trust me, you
Yes,
get there.
I
And
will.
if God wills, with hard work, you'll be Madam President. So we like that
Yeah.
a nurse and vice president. That
Wow.
shows that the country needs to be treated. The country is sick there. So
True.
all the right injections, the jab and all that. Of course, it
True.
will take a toll on you, like we said, but at least you get the job done. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Anita. It's a wrap to all our viewers. You've seen it. That's the way to go. So
Yeah.
next week we're gonna come with somebody else, and
Yeah.
we're gonna be talking to people. Yeah, now you said it, I'm gonna look at Uganda. Yeah, I already
Yeah.
have people Kenya, South Africa, Ghana. We a lot of
Yeah.
Nigerians. There will be more Nigerians anyway, like you said, because of the population. But we need
Yeah.
to encourage African young startup.
Yeah.
It's about time. We need to put them
Yeah.
on the global map. All right,
Yeah.
take care. Thank you for
Thank you
coming.
so much.
I'm
Thank
sure there'll be reason to bring you back again for some reason. I'm
I'm
very
sure
sure. I'm
I
very
am
sure about
certain
it.
of that. Yeah.
All right,
Thank you
take
so much,
care.
sir. Yeah.
Anytime. Bye.